Hello everyone and welcome to another lesson. Today I'm going to be teaching you about the different types of content that you can post on Instagram, how you can leverage them to go from 0 to 100,000 followers. This is the third video lesson in the 6 video lesson course on teaching how to go from 0 to 100,000 Instagram followers. Let's get started. There's a lot of different types of content that you can put on Instagram, everything from stories to giveaways, tutorials to quotes. Open any questions even before and after a lot of plastic surgery. People love the before and after behind the scenes promotional posts, brand stories, interviews. You can even talk about jumping on a trend or unit generated by content or even other influences using your content. Literally, the options are endless and it's not going to stop here. As people come up with new types of content like carousel, you're going to see more of those as well. So let's dive into them. Instagram stories, look with these. You ideally want to post daily. If you don't post daily, you won't get as much engagement. You won't get as many followers. It could be just a video or a picture and even only a stay up for 24 hours. And that's why you want to post daily. But the big thing is you're posting daily here. It doesn't have to be a professional shot or a professional video. People want to see the real review, your real company. They just don't want to see something that's just like all the superficial and fake and phony. That's reality TV. That's what reality TV does. Well, it's supposed to be fully real, but Instagram stories is even better because people know it's fully real, or it should be. So post stories daily. Stories can be videos and pictures, and stories only stay on your profile for 24 hours. Some of the things with your stories is if you want to have a lot of engagement on them, it's best to keep a lot of your stories in the highlight sections. You can categorize them when you're putting them in the highlight section. You can put specific images for each highlight so that way it stands out and the people are much more likely to click on. So, did your story drive a lot of engagement? If so, then it's best to keep them on your profile in the highlights section. You can post the cover and the art story, and then you can put the highlights afterwards. You can also categorize them. You can see by this image on the right-hand side here. So, another type of conduct a lot of people do is giveaway. As you can see, there's a lot of posts on Instagram with giveaways. It increases engagement. It'll help you get your following numbers, your sign of numbers, lists. It can produce amazing content that's user generated in which people are tagging you and they're sharing stories stories all over. It really works well. So you can see the giveaway. They're giving away the iPhones there. Really works well, and companies of all sizes and individuals are doing them, like Domino's, right? They're a pizza chain in the United States. They have some chains, I believe, overseas as well, but at least I know that they're all over the United States. You can do things and join some of these giveaways like tag a friend, post a photo, create a caption, like to share. All of these things will help people get entered in the giveaways. It's a really good way to really boost your engagement. So like and share to win, follow to win, tag a friend, photo contest, create a caption, and schedule giveaways. One more thing to know is when you're doing a giveaway, you want to ask your followers notifications. It will help you grow faster and increase engagement, and will make sure that your giveaway does much better. Another strategy with giveaways that I love is sponsors. You can get people to help sponsor giveaways so it doesn't cost as much, and your followers will also follow them. Or what you can do is sponsor other people's giveaways when they have a huge audience, and it'll get their audience to start following you, which is super effective as well. So you can get a few people to pay to be sponsored. Sponsored is followed by the host page, and influencers say in order to enter and follow the people on your brand is following. So get a ton of followers fast. You monetize with offers after the fact. I also like using tutorials. This is one of the biggest type of content pieces that you'll see on my Instagram profile. Whether they're videos or slides, are also known as carousels. We keep sliding. Next, to get some facts, I've done everywhere from short videos to long videos. They all work well as long as this education really helps. So you can see your videos, slides, short and long videos. Also, we have quotes. Quotes are another form. A lot of time I'll tweet stuff, and then from Twitter I'll take a screenshot and then I'll post it on Instagram. I found to do that well with quotes and tweet and stuff like that was when posting it on your Instagram, we'll find that if it's motivational, if it's unique, not the same regurgitated quotes. So you'll tend to do quite well. If it's a lot of regurgitated stuff, you're not going to do that. So you're not going to do that well. So answering common questions from customers, building product awareness, and promoting campaign. So some recommendations for you is inspirational, funny testimonials. Sometimes that works. They don't work as well as the first two, and then you can also start a conversation. We're using quotes because when you post a quote, you also have a description within your post, and you can start a discussion about and ask people to leave and comment. So you'll also notice that I use a lot of videos, like I mentioned, but you can use videos to feature your product like it's a physical product, or you can do what I do, and I'll use videos and I'll show how I'm using my own tool like Uber Suggest to get more traffic. And that also drives more usage and signups. You can also have like skits and humor or dancing. It could be a mix, or you can just do interviews like Gary Vee does in a lot of his videos. It could even be of you speaking on stage. The possibilities are endless, and the key with all of this is to be as real as possible. The less high quality it is to like a studio quality. So you'll find that in most cases, the better off you are. So feature of your product, showing users with the product, humor, interview, and a mix of things. Another form is captions. The opening sentence is a key if you're going to use captions. Users only see the first 125 characters in the instruments, so you can have a grab the user's attention right away. If you don't, then it's going to be lost. So the opening sentence is very key. Users only see the first 125 characters in the Instagram feed, and you must grab your user's attention right away. So here's one of my favorite as well, open-ended questions. As long as you're being super creative with the questions you're asking, you can get really high engagement. If you're not being really creative and unique, and it's the same old stuff that everyone else is doing, you're not going to do well. So make sure you're being creative and asking questions, and high engagement is key here. So with this content type, I don't want to show anything gross here, but my wife loves looking at crazy plastic surgeries before and after. She's showing like a crazy graphic image. They all look at the check this out, and I'm like, honey, I don't want to end up seeing this. Oh, I don't have a strong stomach or blood, but in general, and before and after, a lot of people show great examples of this is Billie Jean Marketing. Billy talks about working out and the transformation of his body and how he's losing weight. Billy has been doing an amazing job. Good job, Billy. I hope you hit your goals, and I'm confident that you will as well. But people loved it before and after. And what you'll find is you can also do these in careful format, so people can see carousel format, so people can see swiping. You can do them next to each other before and after, and split this screen. And after either works, I like using the carousels because as people keep swiping, it shows Instagram, their algorithm, that your users are engaging, and it keeps showing them more and more content. It causes more variety. So before and after, spark a sense of curiosity in your audience, and use carousel posts to delivering goods before and after posts. So some bonus tips: carousel posts not only gets your audience to connect with your content, but the IG algorithm could recognize this extra engagement and boost your posts. So promotional posts, you can feature brands, other people who are paying you, or it can be connected to events that you're going to. There's a lot of different types of promotional based content that you could do. A lot of it doesn't have to be sponsored, like it could be promotional posts for your own product, the company that you work at. If you're in marketing and you work at this company, you can evaluate your own brand. It doesn't have to be sponsored. I do that all the time. I promote my ad agency. I promote who possesses my software. Helps all types of promotional content. So feature your brand lifestyle, connect your content to current events, tap into user-generated content, use video content, get involved after posting, show humor, and go behind the scenes. Another type of content that I use to do way more of, I don't do as much anymore, as behind the scenes. People loved it, engaged with it, and we use a crop videos and talk about us doing bloopers and messing up and stuff that was just more personal. But the people who love this stuff and did it, doesn't have to be videos. It could just be a photo of you and your team at work, or a sneak peek of a new product, or what you're doing during your downtime, where you're just taking pictures or having fun or goofing off. All of that kind of stuff works. So it's great for building personal relationships between your brand and your prospective customers. So remember, a photo of you and your team at work, a sneak peek of a new product, what you do in your downtime, taking a picture of your workspace. So as I mentioned, I also used and carousel images with most of all of my images, where I'm getting people to swipe right to get more information. And you can see at the bottom right corner, I have a little right, see the little right arrow there? I have a little white arrow. I found that when you do that, it causes more engagement. What you want to do with these carousel images, the multiple image posts, is what you want to tell a story, and someone can follow through and it tells a story. You can also show that in a visual way, or with data or information. You create a persona with multiple images about yourself or story based on what you're trying to convey. It's also super effective. The key is having an arrow telling them to swipe. We'll find this tons of engagement. These posts on my profile, they may not get the most amount of likes, but they tend to get the most amount of impressions. You should check out using multiple images post, or what I call carousel. So tell a story. Customers want a visual experience. Showcase the best moments. Create a panorama with multiple images. Then there's brand stories. So what's unique about your brand? What's your unique selling proposition? How are people going to engage with it? What's behind the scenes that makes people connect with your brand? You can do that through Instagram live stories. It doesn't matter what it is. There's so many options. So be unique in the engaging visual experience. Share behind the scenes of images of you. Brand your people and events. Make use of IG Live and IG Stories, and connect your brand with a cause. So, and one type of content that I constantly see on Instagram is lifestyle images. Everyone wants to showcase lifestyles that can get a lot of followers. One of my favorite experiences of lifestyle is Grant Cardone. He'll showcase some of his nice cars. He has quite a few nice cars. He'll even tell you it's a waste of money. Don't buy the cars. He's like, I don't buy these cars when I was younger. I don't know how old he is, but it seems he must be older because he's married and he has kids, but he still looks young and he's in great shape. And funny enough, I know that because I follow him and he'll post videos of him working out, traveling, speaking with his family. And my favorite moments are when he posts about his family or other people that I know post images about their families. But going back to lifestyle, Grant does something awesome in which he has money. He shows that he has money and he likes to look. I didn't get to where I am by buying all this crap. I got to where I am by investing myself in whatever it may be. But that's a great use of lifestyle to get people to engage. So, interviews. As I mentioned, it works well too. You can do interviews with other people and go live, and both people go live at the same time in an interview format, kind of like how people do podcast interviews, but you're doing Instagram live interviews. What you'll find is your followers will follow the other person, and the other person's followers will start following you. I've done this quite a bit. At one point, I used to do one of these every single weekend. Every time I did it on Thursdays, my follower count would go up. The key with this is finding other guests who have similar amount of followers or more followers than you and similar niches. You just don't want random people. So you can always republish your content as well when you're going live on Instagram. You probably already have content on your blog, on YouTube, on Facebook. You don't have to create a new content, and you can republish it, whether it's products or having called the actions at the end of the other stories that you place on other social media, other social profiles or networks. So just use that self-repurpose, cut your videos down, and pop that stuff on Instagram. So demonstrate the product, include a call to action at the end, repurpose your live broadcast as a video. Instagram Live also only lasts 24 hours, so make sure to save it. And if you want to go live by yourself, you can always ask me anything. People ask you questions. They can be in the comments. It can be done through live. You can even do stories and have people ask questions. Their type of something is like in the possibilities are endless. This will boost engagement. The key when I keep talking about engagement, because I mentioned this in a few times, certain contents create more engagements than others. Even if they don't create more likes, when you create a lot of engagement, Instruments knows their algorithm, knows people's are engaging. They must like contact for this person. So when they post new content, let me show majority of the followers that content, because if you have a low engagement, what you'll find is you post content, your followers will barely see it, and just because you post content doesn't mean your followers will see it. Instagram is very selective, hence you need to optimize your engagement. So users can ask you anything regarding your brand, product. When done successfully, AMA sessions can boost engagement, promote transparency with your audience, allow your audience to get to know your brand on a more personal level. You can also jump on a trend. If you see a lot of people are doing things like years and years ago, there was this ice bucket challenge, that the ALS ice bucket challenge, I believe it was called. Everyone started jumping on it. So if you see a trend, follow it, leverage it, keep pushing harder and harder. It will help you grow, because it's like if everyone's into something, right now, chances are you will love it. From whether it's from stories to sharp, able influence, just being authentic, using hashtags, Instagram story ads, having your ads look like all the content that would be on your landing page, and you could do that through stories. That's been super effective right now. So you want to keep trying and testing new things out, and it doesn't hurt. So interactive Instagram stories, shoppable influencers, posts, influencers, authenticity, sharing Twitter posts on Instagram, hashtags, IG stories. And I also like using generate content, especially especially for commerce profiles. If you're selling something, other people are rocking your product, wearing it, using it, and like a face mask, you got to post it and shows authenticity. Authenticity shows that people like it, shows people buying it, and normal stuff. So you want to be realistic. It's like, do you remember those Victoria's Secret fashion shows? They stopped doing a matter of bringing them back, but I'm happy that they stopped doing, and maybe I'm biased, it's unrealistic. Like, I don't know why my daughter is growing up being like that, what you need to look like. So say no, eat, be happy, be normal. I like that not everyone is pencil thin in this world, and they should just accept themselves for who they are. So when you're using the user generated content, be real about it. Don't just show something that's not really like, check out this person. They're the rare that everyone can relate to. One of my favorite images that I forgot, which is skincare company uses it. There's this model has spots and discoloration of color on her face, and I have no issue with it. I know people who have gone through that and are family and friends. I like how they use that person as the model because that's real. No one's going to be perfect like a Photoshop or like a Victoria's Secret model that you see on TV. That's not going to be potentially eat for that whole day and work out for 5 hours a day. So they can end up looking like that. So now on top of that, so what you need to do is all of these content types. You also need to know some best practices. If you're going to post on IG, you got to make sure your image is bit correctly. You don't want them all looking choppy or having blank borders. Make it fit correctly. You also want to see what times your audience is engaging with you, and you want to post during those times. If you notice that your post that night and no one engages with that content, then maybe you should impose this night much. If you notice that you post early in the mornings, it doesn't matter like the post during the early mornings. You also want to think about your frequency. If you post too often, does it cause your engagement to go down on all your content? When you include your CT as well, as you are increasing your revenue, when you have specific themes, are you doing better research and tests? This will allow you to optimize what you are doing. Some general things, as I mentioned, appropriate size image. You want to be consistent. You want posturing optimal time. You want to post content that your audience wants to see, not just stuff that you want to see. You want to include call to actions. You want to tell stories with visual content. And you want to maintain your brand voice and be consistent. You want to utilize IG stories to engage your audience, and you want to research appropriate hashtags and use them wisely. Without the hashtags, you won't get as much traffic. So size your image, post consistently during optimal times, include a call to action, a CTA to your post, tell engaging stories with your visual content, maintain brand voice across your content, utilize the IG stories to engage your audience, research appropriate hashtags, and use them wisely. So, some other best practices, folks, user generate content, have visual feels, like you want your feed to be very visual, not just text stuff. So you want to encourage comments, maybe ask people questions, have a tag a friend. You want to try using GIFs. People love GIFs because it's animated. My wife once did an image of my baby pulling up her dress just to see a little bit. She's wearing a diaper, so nothing crazy. And then putting it down, and it was like, oh, I forgot. It was called, it continued on repeat. So I forgot what the term is. It shouldn't. Should know it because I used to many times before, but that I did really well. Actually, one of my most active pieces of content, subtitles. Quote captions helps a lot of people because not everyone has voice turned on. It's not turned on by default. So your course, you want to use analytics to measure your performance and then optimize. There's a lot of tools out there like Social Blade, which I've mentioned in the last lesson, and that will help you optimize and track everything that you're doing. So that way you can grow your following as well. So remember, focus on your generated content, have visually consistent feed, get active in the comments, choose the right hashtags, give GIFs a chance, use Instagram video subtitles and closed captions, use analytics to track your post performance, engagement, balance between promotional and inspirational content. So if you take all of these best practices that I'm breaking down, you'll follow everything that I'm teaching you within Instrument. So on Instagram, hopefully you can be able to, just like Kayla here, right? She was born in 1991. She is one of the 30 most influential people on Instagram. As of 2018, her wealth was observed as $63 million. She's a creator of a series of fitness ebooks called Bikini Body Guidelines and meal planning workout app, Sweat with Kyla. And you could be another example. There's so much potential out there. You may not get $12 million, but even if you're a fraction of what she's done, even if you get $1 million, that's huge. Just keep all of that in the mind. And a lot of times you'll be able to do stuff that could bring more money or followers, but I would recommend, if it goes against your brand, don't do it. In 2015, Apple featured another company in an advertisement for an Apple Watch demonstrating how heart rate monitors of their products works. And they credited, and they even said that the ad from Apple has really helped them blow up. But they're super careful on the photo shoots and what they accept and what they don't. That's really important, because if something doesn't stick with your brand, you don't want to be that sellout. People will notice on social media and you'll start losing followers as well. So you need to be true with your brand. So thank you, everyone, and I will see you for the next lesson.